best show ever.
There it is.
Hello, and welcome to Literally Headlines.
Whoa.
How's everybody
Too
doing
loud?
today?
Woo! A little loud, Abian.
I am Abian Ramsey, and I'm here with Audrey Jones and Sebastian
Nice to meet you.
Latour.
Hello.
And we are here to talk about some
Literally.
Literally headlines.
Literal headlines.
Literally.
With one T.
Literally.
Headlines.
Headlines.
That's it.
Yep.
All right, so
All right,
how's your
guys.
old week
How's
been?
how's everyone doing? It's testing week, so I've been stressed out.
Same.
I don't
Yeah.
have any EOCs to take. I
Really?
took all mine
Actually-
last semester, so
Oh.
I'm pretty good. Yeah.
Yeah. Our EOCs have not been working. Like,
Yeah. I'm pretty
I don't
sure it was
know.
hacked.
I don't know if any of you, probably some of you don't live in Tennessee, so you don't know what T and Ready is, which is Tennessee's standardized testing, which is the worst thing to ever exist.
Yes.
Literally, they've had to take a test twice.
Literally.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have to take it because I'm in AP classes because I'm really smart.
Oh, wow.
But Sebastian,
Yeah.
how's that experience?
Well, the first day, they didn't make us take the test because the site crashed all over the state of Tennessee. And then the second day, I didn't have to take another test because it crashed again. And then I looked at a headline and it said that it might have gotten hacked. So
That's
shout
classic.
out to that.
That's classic. T and
Well,
Ready.
Yeah,
we were
shout out to
supposed-
that kid that probably hacked it.
We were supposed to start our testing on Wednesday, and then when they heard about what the rest of the state was going through, they were like, oh, we'll push it back a day and see if they fix the problem before.
Yeah.
That's
so then
a
we
good idea.
started it today, Thursday.
One kid at my school said that 2 monkeys with a piece of plywood and glue could make a server better than Tennessee schools.
You know, I've actually heard that one before.
Oh, yeah.
Somewhere.
It's kind of
yeah.
true also.
Yeah,
Yeah, it is true.
that's a pretty good one. Yeah.
All right,
So-
so.
So we haven't seen you in a while, Abian. Has anything been going on in your life?
You know, I saw this movie last weekend called Isle of Dogs, and
Never heard of it.
really,
Yeah.
well, you should go see it as many times as you can because it's beautiful, it's amazing, I'm in love with it, and if you say the title really fast, it sounds like you're saying I love dogs.
I love dogs.
I love dogs.
I love dogs. I love dogs.
I love dogs.
Wow.
I love dogs.
Did you like
It does.
choreograph that or something?
It was perfect.
I mean,
Yeah. Well, it's amazing. It's by my favorite director, Wes Anderson, who has done Grand Budapest Hotel, Fantastic Mr. Fox, Royal Tenenbaums, a bunch of other stuff.
Fantastic, Mr. Fox.
Yes. So good,
Wow.
right? So you guys should all go see it, even if you're a cat person. Might change your views a little bit.
all
It'll
right.
make you love dogs.
Yeah.
Alrighty, right. Let's jump into our first article or headline, whatever you want to call it. Abian?
All right. Okay, so this is pretty interesting. The UK might be banning plastic straws, stirrers, and cotton swabs to curb ocean pollution.
Whoa, where'd you find this from?
NPR,
NPR.
my favorite. Yeah.
Classic.
That's really good because
Yeah.
ocean pollution is like terrible.
It's so bad.
It's so bad.
And that's a really good idea.
Yeah. When
Yeah.
I was in Belize, the water there is like beautiful. It's like pure blue and everything. And then
It's gorgeous.
But when you're at the ports, it's like
It's just
such a
it's
big
gross,
difference.
yeah.
It's like
trash.
crazy because it's this beautiful island and it's just trashed. And I mean,
I know.
our oceans are
There
they're
is-
just terrible.
Have you
and
guys
so
seen
sad.
that story about this? It's like the whale that washed up on the shore with 60 pounds of
Oh,
plastic
yeah.
and trash in its stomach.
Terrible.
That's so terrible. The oceans are like 75% of the world, and like we're polluting them.
Yeah.
all the time.
And
This
like,
is so wonderful. Come on, America, step up
yeah,
your game.
can we please? I mean, I use a lot of plastic straws. Honestly, I saw this and I was like, wow, this is not good. The amount of plastic
But
straws
paper
that I use.
straws are good too.
Paper.
Yeah,
Yeah.
paper
Although
straws.
they like
Yeah. So I'm thinking about
Paper.
making the switch now.
do it.
So yeah,
I know. It's so important.
it really
The
is.
environment's so important.
It really is. And people need to like
Good job, UK.
pay attention. We love the UK right now.
You know, speaking of animals and the environment, you know, isn't the honeybee on the endangered species list?
Yes. That's so scary
Crazy,
too.
right?
Yeah, that's so sad. But when I was growing up, I was always afraid of bees.
See, I'm not gonna like get close to a bee, but I have friends who will scream if there is one like within 10 feet of them. It's crazy. I'm like,
Have you
I used to be
seen?
terrified of
Have you
bees.
seen the people that can like pick one up and hold a bee?
They have something wrong with them.
Like how? That's
They do.
It's like
They're
scary, but at the same
psychopaths.
time, it's not scary.
have you guys read The Secret Life of Bees?
No. Is that a book?
No, that you have
It's a
to read
good
that for
book.
your school.
Yeah, we had to read it
Okay,
for
so
school.
I found this
Sorry.
article from Fox News, and so in a neighborhood in El Paso, there was a home that had like a beehive there, and they were afraid that, you know, people walking and children going to school would get stung by the bee, so they had somebody come in to like get the beehive off. And when they were like on the roof like trying to get the beehive off and everything, they like broke something, and 1 million bees.
What?
1 million bees like came out of the house and were swarming around them, and they were like getting stung. The guy got stung in the eye, like got stung two like times in the eye, and he's like running to his car to like get away from all these bees. They're like, okay, so they're really aggressive bees. They're from like Africa in like Europe, they're like African European bees, and there was like they're like 20 times like or 30 times more aggressive than honeybees.
How did they get there? Oh, that is
don't know.
that
They
is so
probably
crazy.
flew or something.
Yeah, but
Probably
here's
flew.
the thing:
Plane.
the city's saying that's not their responsibility, but the homeowners to like remove and get rid of the bees. And there's like 1 million bees.
That is a lot of
It's
bees.
literally my living nightmare.
Literally.
Literally my living nightmare. I was always afraid of bees growing up. Like, you know, some people are afraid like the dark and all this stuff.
Yeah.
No, I was like terrified. It was my nightmare. And hearing this, I was like, no, I'm moving. I would be out of there so fast.
Yeah.
Where was this?
Texas.
See El Paso,
I'd be
yeah.
out. I'm too close to Texas right now. So
Yeah,
I'm out.
just leave.
Yeah, so they're saying it's like a horror movie, like how many bees like were like everywhere. Have you ever seen the movie My Girl?
No.
Oh.
That is my favorite movie. Now it's my turn to talk about movies. That's my favorite movie ever, and I can't spoil it, but there's bees involved.
Okay.
and it's really traumatic. It's anybody else that's watched it, you understand what I'm talking about. It is the worst ever, and that's
you
why
should relate to Audrey because
you
no
can
one's
relate
picking
to
up
me.
yeah.
No one's picking it up.
Well, I found this article from NPR, and it's called "Drunk Tourist Climbs a Mountain."
Oh gosh.
So basically, this guy was skiing in the Alps, and after like a long day of skiing, you know, he was already a little drunk. But
Was he drinking on the Alps?
some
Probably.
people tend to do that. And then he starts going up the mountain instead of down the mountain to his hotel.
He like took the wrong
And
turn.
the-
Me too.
And the next day, they find him in a bar 8,000 feet up the mountain, passed out. He broke into the bar at
Like,
2
in the
a.m.
middle- Yeah. I heard this.
Oh my god!
Yes.
Yeah.
He broke into the
He
bar.
broke into a bar
I
at
heard
2
this
a.m.
on like NPR the other morning when I was driving to school, and I was like, "Man, this is really happening right now." Like this guy got lost and broke into a
Yeah.
bar at 2 a.m.
on the Alps.
Yeah, in the
Was
Alps.
it on the Alps?
Yeah, it was in the Alps, which is like pretty crazy because, I mean, he walked up it at the middle of the night. Like,
Yeah.
that's kind of crazy.
That is lit.
And, like the cold.
Okay,
Ugh.
so how could you be so dumb?
On it. Well,
I mean, it's like
and
I've
drunk.
done that. I've done that not drunk. When I'm driving, Just wrong turns.
Oh my! You really got me there, Audrey.
Got you good.
Yeah, you did.
So have you guys listened to any good songs recently?
I don't know. Not really. I don't really listen to radio.
Yeah, I haven't
much.
heard anything like that great
Really?
recently. But
Have you
I
not?
come across this really good song.
Well, let's hear
It's
it.
like a hit sing. Okay, hold on. Let me play like a little clip of it for you. He's a
I
cover
don't know
artist.
what I do.
Really?
Yeah.
I've never heard this
All I
before.
do is set
That's not like-
all that last song did she say goodbye. Well, Lord, I thought I would cry. She'll do me, she'll do you. She's got the kind of loving I'd love to hear when you call us sweet daddy. Daddy, such a beautiful dream.
Wow.
Yeah, I've never heard that before.
Yeah,
either.
That's
never,
so
never.
good.
I've never heard that one.
So this kid Mason Ramsey might be related.
Your brother, maybe?
I don't know.
Maybe related
Maybe
to you?
I have
Long
a third
lost.
brother.
Long lost
brother, cousin. Trying to figure it out.
But he performed at Coachella.
Yeah,
That's amazing.
And the Grand Ole Opry.
I know,
And the Grand Ole
Ellen
Yeah,
show.
did you see on Ellen? She was like, "What's your dream,
He liked to
Mason?"
perform.
And
Oh,
he was
yeah.
like, "To perform at the Grand Ole Opry." And then she was like, "Well, your dream's coming true."
That's classic.
So Ellen makes dreams come true.
Ellen, please.
It's literally been a week since he became famous, and
I
now he's
know.
done everything.
He's like huge.
Wow.
Coachella.
That's so cool.
I wish
Follow
I
him
could.
on Instagram at Lil Hank Williams.
Is that really his thing?
It is. I
That's
know too much. I know
wonderful.
too much.
You probably stalk him.
I mean,
You're so weird.
I had a pretty good tweet about him.
Ew. Hey, is this Caitlin?
Yeah, this is. Hey.
Hi, my name's Audrey Jones. I'm with my friend here.
I'm Sebastian.
And I'm Abby Ann.
This is our podcast, Literally Headlines. Welcome.
Thank you.
So, a little birdie told us that you worked with Joe Biden for some time.
Yeah, I did. I worked for Joe Biden for about 6 months in 2016. I was the only White House intern from the state of Tennessee out of 161 Americans. So
Wow,
that's
pretty
Yeah.
cool. Yeah, you know, I still haven't figured out like a humble way to mention that in casual conversation.
Yeah.
So.
Like, oh, yeah, I worked with Joe Biden. It's casual, you
Just a
know.
fun fact.
Yeah.
I
Oh,
was the
by
only
the
one.
way, yeah. Yeah, well, I don't know if you know, like, the story or not, or how I got into it, but I helped pass Tennessee Promise into law with Governor Haslam, and President Obama came to Pellissippi State, like, in 2015, and he mentioned my name in his speech, and, like, in the last 5 minutes of the speech, which
so
is pretty cool.
That's
That's really cool.
Yeah, so that's also, like, I don't know how to tell people that, but that was also really cool. And then at the end of that, the speechwriter told me, she was like, well, we have an internship position available. You know, I encourage you to apply. So I applied and I got it. And
That's so
It's really
cool.
It's
funny.
amazing, yeah.
yeah, it was awesome. They told me, like, on a Wednesday, you know, hey, okay, well, we'll see you for work on Monday. And I had to drop literally everything in Knoxville and drive up to DC and find a place to live within, like, 2 days of starting. So
Wow.
it was crazy. It was the most hectic, chaotic thing I've ever done, but it was incredible. So yeah, I worked with Uncle Joe. It was amazing.
So fun. What did you, like, do for him?
So I was in the Office of Public Engagement, and I oversaw political correspondence and representation to the constituents that represented, like, the administration's policy objectives. I did some minor speech writing for him, and then I don't really know how to explain this part, but like strategic event planning. So anytime that he would go to an event, he gets like a folder that basically goes into detail of, like, I mean, every single detail is broken down. It says, like, you know, you're going to walk up to the podium and your wife will be on the left, and, you know, you're going to meet Billy Bob Joe, who you remember from, you know, 4 years ago at this dinner. And
Yeah.
Wow.
yeah, so it was crazy. A lot of stuff. It was never a dull moment.
Wow. That sounds awesome.
Yeah,
Yeah, that sounds
Yeah.
like, Sebastian,
would love
that's
to
his
do
dream
that.
job. That's like something
Yeah.
you'd love to do.
Especially with Uncle Joe. Like, he's just
Oh my
amazing.
gosh.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was great. I was there. I was there whenever Bernie Sanders came to visit, and
Whoa.
yeah,
Bernie?
yeah. Oh my gosh, I didn't
Feel
get to
the
meet him,
burn?
but like we all. Oh, I feel the burn so hard.
Yeah, I love
yeah.
Bernie. I'm a big fan.
Oh yeah, he's great. But I got to see him like walk into the West Wing, and it was so cool.
Well, I was wondering, do you have any advice for us to get a hold of Uncle Joe?
Actually, I may know a few people on the event team.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah,
Sebastian's gonna
I'm
start
like,
crying.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
I'm like, I love Joe Biden so much. It's like a Leslie Knope type of obsession.
oh my gosh.
So-
So we had the actress who plays Leslie Knope. I can't think of her name right now, but we had
Amy
her
Poehler.
right in. Yeah, her. Yes, we had her right in. Oh my gosh, I feel like such an idiot. But we had her right in one time, and she wanted like a personalized autograph, and so that was really cool. She sent us like a script and everything to autograph for her. So
Wow.
it was really cool. She was like, you know, I play the character, but really, I
Yeah.
really love you.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it was really cool. But I don't know if you want to hear like a fun story about Joe Biden or not.
Yes, please.
Yeah. So this one time, I think this probably defines his character the most in my eyes. And we all know him as like Uncle Joe. You know, he's a nice like old man, and he's just adorable. We had this family that was touring the office part of the White House complex, and he was going to he's got two offices. You know, he's got his presidential office in the West Wing, and then he's got like another office in an adjacent building. And so they were in that building, and that's where he was on his way to, and he came across this family. And so, you know, he started talking to him, and this is like a family of 5 or 6. Like, it's a good sized family. And he's talking to him, and he's like, you know, well, what are you guys doing while you're in town? What are you up to? And they're like, well, we're gonna drive up to Philadelphia. We're gonna go get some hoagies. And he was like, oh yeah, you're gonna go get hoagies. Where are you gonna go? And I remember they rattled off some name of this restaurant that he didn't agree with it or whatever. And he was like, no, you've gotta go to the hoagies up here on like 11th Street. He's like, you gotta go there. That's where you go get a real hoagie. And he was like, here, it gets better. He whips out, his credit, like his checks. He pulls out a personal check and he was like, well, here, let me write you a check for hoagies. And like his advance team were like, you can't do that, Joe. Like, you're like, you're not just Joe Schmo, you're Vice President Joe Biden. You can't write people a check for hoagies. And so he was like, well, let's go find an ATM and I'll get you cash. And we're like, Joe, no, you can't go get cash from an ATM for hoagies. You're the vice president. You can't do that. So eventually, like, we worked it out. We made a few calls and we got this family hooked up with free hoagies, but it was just,
that's amazing.
It's so funny.
Imagine being that family. And you just like, Joe Biden is buying you hoagies. That would be so funny.
No one would believe you.
Yeah.
That must be like, oh man, that would be the best damn hoagie ever.
For sure.
It would.
For sure.
It would.
Yeah.
My first time meeting him, he was running late and he came in and he was finishing his lunch and he doesn't know really good about personal space, so he just kind of like towers over the top of you whenever he's talking. And he was so precious. He was like, I'm sorry I'm late, I was eating lunch and I got my hair cut. And someone in the group asked him, they're like, well, what'd you have for lunch? And I had a peanut butter sandwich and blue Gatorade, the blue one. I like the blue one.
That's amazing.
Oh my goodness. It was like, I was so close to him, I could like smell the peanut butter. It was just so precious.
That is amazing.
I mean,
wow.
I love blue Gatorade too.
Yeah,
So,
it's the best.
Yeah.
Who doesn't love blue Gatorade?
But there's like 3 different types of blues now, so you have to be very specific which kind of blue.
Yeah, we'll have to ask him.
Well, now I have another question for you. Did he ever talk about the memes made about him?
Oh my goodness, it was so funny. So yeah, so the first thing you need to know, I think like every adult in that generation that did not grow up with memes, we had to have strict, coaching sessions. It's not meme-y, it's just a meme. Yeah, it was really funny. And we would get, people would send in memes all the time on t-shirts and letters, like they would make their own. Yeah, it was crazy. And so part of that, part of my job was like sorting that and, putting it all in. And we would have like Joe Biden meme t-shirts. We'd have a stack for those and like a boxes for memes and like coffee cups with memes on them. Oh yeah,
wow.
It's a thing.
That is so funny.
Actually sounds like the best job.
I want to ask him which one's his
Sort through Joe
favorite.
Biden
I'm
memes.
sure he has a favorite.
Yeah, so
He's gotta have a favorite.
Yeah, what was his like reaction to the memes?
Oh, he just thinks it's so funny. I don't think he quite understands, like, the social joy that society gets from it.
Yeah.
But I don't know. It's just, it's funny. It's so funny. We had to put it in like layman's terms, explaining, it's a casual picture. There's no context, and then there's a witty caption. And he was like, well, I don't understand. This doesn't make any sense. And it's like, it's not supposed to. That's why it's funny. Well, I don't understand. It's not funny. Well, okay.
That's amazing.
Yeah, it was awesome.
That's amazing. Oh,
yeah.
That's such an amazing opportunity that you had to go work with him for, was it a year?
It was 6 months.
6 months.
So it was in 2016 before the wonderful 2016 presidential election. Mm-hmm. And they were going to offer all of us a full-time position after the internship rolled over. But the way the election was going to go, either way, we'd all be out of jobs in like another 3 more months because it would have been November. So yeah, we left.
Hey, Caitlin.
Are there any interesting headlines you would like to talk about?
That you've heard recently?
How do you feel about the March for Our Lives movement?
Oh,
I like that.
We have a national walkout at our school tomorrow.
Yeah,
actually.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm. It's a national walkout everywhere. It's not just in schools.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Our school is planning it. Like the principals have, the teachers have planned it.
Yeah, it's kind of interesting because we're in the same county, but I go to a different school than they do, and my school's being so different about it. Like, if we take like one foot off campus, we get suspended, and the teachers aren't condoning it and stuff. So it's just really interesting, like all the different reactions, even though we're within a couple miles of each other. Yeah.
Yeah, entirely. I can so totally relate. So my high school that I went to, It not only had like a chain link fence around it with like barbed wire up top,
Ooh.
but we were also mere miles away from a school shooting that happened back in the day. And we would get like text messages and Snapchats and whatever saying that like the shooter was coming our way next. And
Wow,
I mean,
that's
like,
terrifying.
it was, I mean, it didn't happen. I mean, they caught the guy before he left his school, but it's just, I mean, you never know what's going to happen. And it's just, it's appalling to me because my little sister, I graduated a few years ago from college, and my little sister is 14 and she's going into high school next year. And so it's like, you know, I want to trust that the teachers are going to take it seriously. And if you don't even like condone or allow your children to like walk out and, you know, make a statement, then what are you really, you know, what are you really doing for them? You're not doing them any good. You know, if, you know, you're at an impressionable and young age. I'm assuming that you're like 16 or 18, best age range. I don't know.
Yeah.
I feel old.
16.
But yeah. So, I mean, yeah, you're at the point where you know what you know and you know what your beliefs are. They're not going to change just because some adult thinks that they can make up their mind for you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, now at me and Sebastian and I school, the teachers are like, you can go if you want. We can't stop you. It's your right to protest.
Yeah,
Which is
exactly.
pretty interesting.
They're being really awesome about it.
Yeah, they're being pretty cool about it. So that's
so good.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like
so good.
it's easier for them to just let the students embrace what they're feeling instead of trying to punish everybody that's involved with it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's not
Oh, yeah.
work. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you so much for that awesome talk about Uncle Joe.
Yeah,
Thank you
it was
for-
the highlight of our week.
Yes, that was honestly, I have not smiled so big
much.
in a long time.
Yeah. Love talking about Uncle
So
Joe.
happy.
Yeah, no, it's great. He's pretty great. It was honestly one of the most, you know, exciting moments of my entire life.
I'm
It's-
sure.
I mean, like I didn't come from like a really well-to-do background, you know. So I mean, I had to work just to get to that point in my life, and so it's
Yeah.
like it's a really characteristic, like defining moment. So I don't know. I think it showed me like don't doubt yourself. You know, you can do anything if you just work hard enough. So
Yeah. Well, thank you for those words of wisdom.
yeah,
Thank you so
absolutely. What are you
much.
guys? Are you in high school right now, or are you about to graduate? Tell
We're
me everything.
sophomores.
Yeah, us three are sophomores.
Oh
Yeah.
my goodness. You need to like, oh man, I'm 23. Okay, I feel so old right now. But, enjoy it. Enjoy being young while you can, because it only gets worse. Adulting is not easy. It honestly sucks. So don't do it. I've got 3 cats and I'm already like a crazy cat lady, and I'm gonna move for like the 3rd time in 2 years. So just don't grow up. Just stay young.
Noted.
Yeah, it doesn't get easier. But yeah, no, thanks for having me. It was a lot of fun. You guys are awesome.
Thank
Well,
you.
thank you
Thank
for
you.
being on. Hopefully
Yeah.
we'll talk to you again sometime.
Yeah.
Sounds great. Yeah, definitely hit me up if you guys need anything. So
right.
cool.
Bye.
So, in the news recently, something kind of sad. This just happened. Barbara Bush, former First Lady, passed away at 92
Oh, yeah.
years
I
old.
know. It's so sad.
It's really sad.
Yeah. This article I found from in New York Times has like a bunch of different stuff about like her legacy, all the things she did, and like she's just so amazing. She really was.
Yeah.
I mean, she and her husband were married. They like had just celebrated their 73rd wedding anniversary.
That's amazing.
Wild.
73 years. That is amazing. That is like literally goals.
1945.
I know.
That was
that's
really
so
quick
cool.
math.
He probably just knew that off the top of his head.
Oh, okay. I was like, how did you do that?
No.
Yeah, I was
But yeah,
listening.
She recently went off she stopped taking medical treatment and just went on comfort care.
Yeah,
It's so sad.
I was listening to NPR the other morning again.
Okay, we should actually
And-
call this podcast. How many times can Abby Ann say NPR?
I was listening to NPR. Okay, I just love NPR sometimes. But they were interviewing this reporter who had like worked with Barbara Bush before, and it was so funny because she was talking about how like feisty she was and how she was really sassy. And apparently one time she just told the lady like, "Yeah, that hairstyle, that's really not doing it for you."
She's me though.
Yeah.
I'm just like that. Also,
Yeah.
wait, this says that she was on like some like interview or something, and they're like, "Do you think her son Jeb? Do you think he should run for president?" She goes, "No, I don't think he should." And then later she was like, "No, never mind."
She's a savage.
She literally is. Okay.
And like the coolest thing about her is though that she's the only person in history to be the mother and the wife of a president.
Yeah.
Second person in
Second
history.
person.
Do you know who
Second?
the first one was?
Let me guess. Thomas Jefferson.
No.
Thomas Jefferson's
Please,
like
please, come on. Think.
Abigail Adams.
Yes, he got it.
Abigail Adams
You
is
know,
my hero.
John
just by the way.
Adams and John Quincy Adams.
That's pretty cool.
That is pretty cool. She was so awesome.
I didn't know that.
And she, she was really big into like civil rights and literacy.
One of the first early feminists.
The first, yes.
She wrote a book about the Bush family dog.
She did. She did write a book.
That reminds me about the gay
dog.
bunny.
That does remind me about the gay bunny.
I thought we were talking about Abigail Adams still, and
No.
then I got really confused.
Yeah,
I'm sorry. I was like, she wrote
what?
a Bush.
I was like, what are you talking about?
She wrote 2 books about dogs. One C, Fred's story, and then Millie's book.
That's
She's
amazing.
So awesome. And apparently one of her sons had like dyslexia, so she started in this like literacy movement and like started like creating like funds for like books and everything.
Yeah.
That's a pretty incredible.
And she just
life.
like looks like just a little nice little lady.
She really does. But like she has that fiery spirit.
She's like she is like she'll tell
love
you
that.
she'll say it as it is.
Yeah. Those are the best kind of people.
Yeah. She also like stood by her husband too.
Yeah, they
like-
were always together.
Mm-hmm. She didn't like go. She like stood by him, when he was president and everything, which is pretty cool too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So hearing about that was just really sad because it came across on my phone as like a notification from the news.
Oh my gosh! And
I was like, that is so sad.
No.
That's like when Stephen Hawking. I was like, no.
Oh, yeah.
I was like, no, you're joking.
Well, I remember last night I was like in my bed and I get an alert from like CNN and I just see like she just died. Like it was like, whoa, that's kind of crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's super sad.
Here's a funny quote from her. I married the first man I ever kissed. When I tell this to my children, they just about throw up.
Me too. That's great. That's
Classic
so
Barbara.
awesome. She's
Yeah.
classic. She also was she would speak at like the national campaigns and everything, and she's like would help campaign for like all of her sons and her husband. She was so awesome.
Wow. Yeah.
Well, moving on, I have another headline from NPR, and
Oh my goodness.
This is kind of crazy. So, police blame mice for missing marijuana.
Oh god.
So, in Argentina, there was like this stash of like marijuana that was like taken away from like the people and like in
Yeah.
like just like saved in a warehouse.
It was like, hold on, I think I have.
well,
It was 13,228 pounds of
yes,
marijuana.
a lot of
A
marijuana.
lot of
My.
marijuana.
And then that's how much was there. And then the mice allegedly ate half a ton of the marijuana.
Yeah, 1,190
And over
pounds
this-
of marijuana.
What?
Yeah,
Oh,
when
mice.
No, so like the police officers, they were like, okay, we're like the guy that like didn't like sign inventory and stuff. They're like, what
Yeah,
happened to the
what
marijuana?
happened?
And they were all like, the mice ate it. It was the mice.
and 8
It was the
people got
mice.
fired over this.
Yeah, but like, okay, here's the thing: a forensic scientist was like, okay, if the mice had eaten the marijuana, we would have found dead bodies of like dead mice all over the
Yeah.
place,
Mhm.
and they wouldn't mistake marijuana for food. Mary
Yeah.
Juani.
Mary Juwan.
Mary
Smidge
Juani.
of marijuana.
Oh my gosh, that's so dumb. That's like up there with like, what happened to your homework? Oh, my dog ate it.
Yeah.
That's actually
How
pretty
can
impressive.
You blame it on mice?
They were
though?
probably like, okay,
Maybe it
what
was-
happened to all the weed? And then it's like,
oh, the
it's the mice. It's
the
the mice.
bruh.
Yeah.
The mice. It
Oh
was the
yeah, it was the mice.
bruh. Tomorrow's 420. Like,
Yeah.
ooh.
Blaze
Not my
it.
fault.
They're celebrating
Blaze it.
early.
Yeah.
They're just having a good time.
Hello.
Hello,
Hi,
Julianne.
Julianne.
You're
Wait,
on
who is
Literally
this?
Headlines podcast.
Hello.
Gotcha.
Wait, what?
You're on a podcast right now.
Wait, am I on your podcast?
Yes,
you
Abby,
are.
and you are on our podcast.
You're
You
literally-
just called her Abby.
I'm so sorry, Julianne.
You're
You are
literally
our-
on it.
You're literally
Wait,
on
who
the
is it?
podcast. Oh, I'm
Who's
Audrey.
there?
This
I'm-
is Audrey Jones.
I'm Sebastian Latour.
And I'm Abby Ann Ramsey, but you already know me.
Yes.
And you know Audrey, so.
Yeah, yeah.
yeah,
Nice to
so we
meet
wanted
you.
to talk to you about a headline. Is that okay?
I mean, I'm currently in El Mez right now, but
Yeah, I think it's fine.
Yeah, we're good.
yeah, okay.
Yeah, you got it.
All right, so this is from Fox News, and it says that you know what the Rapture is?
The what?
The Rapture, it's some like biblical thing. It basically means that the end of the world is coming. And so, the end of the world is on April 23rd. It's coming up.
Okay.
It's close.
Yes.
Oh, wow.
Well,
Uh-huh.
It's a Monday.
there was one that was supposed to be yesterday. That wasn't the Rapture, though. That was something else.
Wait. Can I? Savannah's here too. Can I put you on speaker?
Yeah.
Okay, wait, scoot over. Hold on. Give me a second. Wait, no, stop. Come back here.
What are you doing?
Hold on. We're going to the bathroom.
Oh my.
Okay.
We'll cut this out. We'll cut this.
No, we won't.
We won't? Okay.
Hello.
All right. So, Audrey, keep talking about the Rapture.
Oh, so the Rapture's coming up. You know, the end of the world. It's on April 23rd.
Uh-huh.
Basically, some biblical numerologist or something says that planets are aligning, and this means it's the end of the world.
Yeah, there's this whole thing.
It's
They
a
were saying
whole
it was going to
thing.
happen
There's
on
always
September
one.
23rd, and now it's like 6 months later, I guess.
2012.
It's a trend every 6 months.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, Julianne, our question for you is, what would you do if it was the end of the world?
It was
And you
actually
knew?
going to end.
Yeah.
If it okay.
Like the last thing on Earth.
Hey, Abby Ann.
Hi.
Hey.
Okay, Sam, what would you do?
I don't know.
I would probably go to Savannah's house.
Yeah.
Classic. That
No,
is
I would get
so
her-
classic.
No, listen, I would get her and her ducks, and then I would get Esme.
I have to save my duck.
Yeah, we would take
Savannah
the
has
and we would-
ducks.
I did not know you had ducks.
I
Yeah.
have two of them.
Delicious.
2 little ducks. And then I would get Esme.
Who is Esme?
then-
It's her dog. It's her
Okay,
dog.
your dog.
Get my dog too.
Oh, yes, and Darby.
Are you in the bathroom?
They
Yep.
are in the bathroom.
Can you flush the toilet?
No.
Just for a sound effect for
we
the
need to know
podcast,
for
please.
if you're really in the bathroom.
We need proof.
We don't believe you.
Oh.
Oh, she.
Let me just Snapchat you real fast.
No.
Okay.
I have some salt on my hands right now.
You are so weird.
What? Are you washing your hands? Are you washing your hands while we're
All
putting
right.
you on the podcast?
What is this?
Well,
You never finished your question. What are you doing on the end of the world? It's the last day of the world, and you can only do like a couple things. Like, it's the end of the world. What are you gonna do?
the last thing you would do on Earth.
I would probably
Go to the bathroom? I don't.
yeah, probably Audrey.
I think that we would just sit
I
in
would-
my room and cry.
What's the last thing you would eat?
Oh, that's a good one.
That's a good one.
Probably Elmes. Oh, for
Hummus?
They're at El Mez right now.
Oh,
yeah. So that's the
Elmes.
last thing that. Okay. Well,
What would you like? Would you watch something on Netflix like one?
oh
last
yeah, the
time?
last thing you'd watch on Netflix.
Shameless.
Oh my gosh.
That was in sync.
That was insane.
Wow.
She
All
went
right.
back out.
It's
All right,
okay.
Julianne,
Well,
we're done.
thanks for being on the podcast. You have been on literally headlines.
Literally headlines.
Thank you.
Literally,
Nice, nice.
tell all your friends.
Tell all your
at
friends,
Farragut.
write a review, listen to all the episodes.
Yep.
If you don't write a review and listen to all the episodes,
Then you're not cool.
It will be the end of the world.
Yep.
You're right.
You might
I
have to
will
go
do
to
that.
Savannah's house and rescue her ducks.
And your
Yeah.
dog and her dog.
Yeah. All right. Well,
That would just be bad.
thanks, Julianne.
All right.
Bye,
See you
guys.
later.
Bye.
Bye.
So moving on in our criminal mastermind series.
That's my thing.
Well,
That's my segment.
well, you know what?
I
You
can
know what,
I
Audrey?
can have something nice.
You
I can have nice things sometimes.
You have your whole history
you keep
thing.
taking everything.
You
from
have
me.
the
I
history.
Yeah, you have the
thing.
history.
And-
Which one do you want? History or this?
I don't. This is. Stop making
Here,
me
we'll split
choose.
it. We'll both share our criminal mastermind story, but this one is pretty good. It is also
You can
from
vote on whose is better,
It is also from NPR. Yes, there will be a Twitter poll later.
and I will win.
So in Georgia, this guy was robbing GameStop, and his disguise was a clear plastic bag over his
Oh
head.
my god.
And
That's a good idea.
yeah,
That's
and
actually so funny.
the police thought it was so funny that they like posted surveillance of the robbery
No,
to Facebook,
that
and
is-
they asked the public to help, and they wrote, "You can help us catch him once you stop laughing."
Okay, wait. He used a clear plastic.
That's
Clear
so
plastic
sad.
bag. Like, wouldn't that suffocate him?
No, that's
Yeah,
why I'm like,
yeah.
didn't he suffocate?
I guess
And
not.
they can clearly see his
And
face.
why didn't he
Yeah.
just choose like a darker bag maybe so he doesn't get caught?
Yeah,
Okay, my
or even-
question is.
In a plastic bag, dude. That's so
I didn't
sad.
even know GameStops existed anymore. He must have found
Yeah.
the one GameStop still like that's not extinct yet.
Yeah.
Oh, we're looking at the photo right now.
We're
You
looking
can
at-
literally
You
see
can
his
see his
You can
face.
see his face.
He's
It looks like a
What
dog
kind
cone.
of bag is that? He is running through GameStop. He's running through GameStop with a plastic
when you're
bag
on that
over his head.
Fortnite grind.
Yeah, he just had to.
The sad thing is, this is one state over.
Yeah, this
We're
is like
so
right
close to
below
this.
us.
No, that's like I wouldn't be surprised if this were to happen here too. But
Yeah,
like,
seriously.
not at GameStop because I don't know
Like-
if there's any of those exist.
Honestly,
That is so funny.
If
This is
I-
something I would do.
if
though.
I had seen this in the mall, I wouldn't have thought he was robbing anything. I would have just thought like,
He's
oh my
being
gosh, he's
crazy.
dying. Like,
oh yeah, I've been like,
he's suffocating. Someone needs to help him, please.
I've been like, this man, this boy needs help.
Yeah.
The bag wasn't even covering up his face. Why did he even have a bag on his head?
He had to, just disguise himself. That's what all the great criminals do.
Yeah.
Yes, that is true.
Except this next one
Uh-oh.
from me.
Okay, she honestly might win. She hasn't like told me what this is.
I tried to tell her, but like I couldn't
Yeah,
stop
she
laughing.
couldn't stop laughing.
No, this one is it's really it's kind of scary. It's kind of it kind of makes you think
Yeah.
about life.
Okay.
And all the different parts of it, and
Yeah.
like everything that makes it up, and it makes you
Oh.
think of the existential questions. Why am I
Okay,
here?
Audrey.
What's gonna happen
Yeah,
to
what-
me? Okay,
What is life?
This is from ABC News, and so this happened in Louisiana. A woman came home to discover a naked stranger in her bathtub eating Cheetos, taking a bath.
What?
She was, 29-year-old Evelyn Washington was arrested for burglary and property damage because she was in a woman's bathtub taking a bath and eating her Cheetos.
Wait, okay, here's the question. Did she steal the Cheetos from the house or
Yes,
did she
they
bring
were
them
her,
with
they
her?
were her Cheetos. She stole them.
She stole
okay,
the Cheetos.
okay.
Yeah.
Because I'm thinking like, what if she just wanted the bath, so she stopped at a gas station and bought Cheetos and took them with her for her bath. But
like,
it's like
That would be so
Whose
extra.
idea is that?
you know
Who's
when
like-
you're going to the movie but you don't want to spend money on the candy,
Yes.
So you bring
You just
go
hide
to the
it.
dollar
candy.
store and like you take the candy in.
Yeah.
But I guess she did steal it, so
That's
Imagine
amazing,
You
honestly.
walk into your bath, like you're like
I'd be
you walk in
terrified.
and there's
though.
a naked woman just taking a
I
bath.
would be terrified.
She's like, "Hey, you want
Yeah.
it? You want some Cheetos?
You want to?
The real question
She's
is, were
probably
they
chilling.
the spicy kind? Because if they were like the hot kind, then like I've been like, yeah,
Yeah,
give some
thanks,
of
bro.
those. I'd be like,
Yeah,
yeah,
thanks.
some over here. But no, this is another good thing is that she told police officers that an unknown male told her to break into the house.
What?
I
What
was
in
like,
the world?
Excuse me?
Did he tell her to stop, take a bath, and eat some
Eat some
Cheetos?
Cheetos? Probably he's like, these are specific instructions. You have to do
Did
this.
she like steal anything like valuable? I guess.
No, she just took a
Not
bath.
that Cheetos
She-
aren't valuable.
No, what are you
but-
talking about?
Yeah, I'm sorry.
And just the Cheetos. Nah,
Cheetos are very important. It's vital to the story. But this just shows criminals are getting smarter and smarter.
every day.
And sometimes they
Like, how
strike
do we
with
keep
no
up?
rhyme or reason.
I don't know how we're gonna keep
I
up.
would walk into my bathroom like, please get out. What are you doing?
I would scream. I would honestly be terrified if
Be
anyone
like,
was in my house
"Excuse
ever.
me?" Taking a bath.
Yeah.
No, just
Hello?
like chilling. Just like already like just like making themselves at home. Like
I'm just
It's like the
chilling
Three
in Cedar
Bears.
Rapids.
it is it's like Goldilocks.
Yeah, Goldilocks and the Three Bears. You come
Except
home.
Goldilocks instead of what is it, porridge? She has to
It's
find
Cheetos.
the perfect Cheetos.
Yeah.
I'm
That's
sorry, these
classic.
were just right. I just needed
Yeah,
these.
yeah.
That is a classic. You sound like you are dying.
I'm sorry. If you can't tell, I'm a little bit sick.
That sounded like a Fortnite loss. Dylan.
Hello?
Hey, how are you doing?
I'm good.
I'm Sebastian Latour, and welcome to Literally Headlines, man. You're on our
Hi,
podcast.
Hi, Dylan. This
Hi.
is Audrey.
Hi,
I'm
what's
Abby
up?
and Ramsey.
Hi, Dylan.
All right, so hey, I have a story for you. This really reminded me of you. So,
All right.
You like
It-
Fortnite, don't you?
I love Fortnite.
24/7 Fortnite grind.
Yeah, that's me.
is that you on the daily?
Yeah, like all the time.
All right, well, this reminded me of you because this is from NPR, and it says teen played video game during a tornado. So this kid basically looks outside his house and sees like all the roofs flying off his neighbors' houses, and the first thing he does, he pauses his game, goes puts it, like his siblings away or something, and then comes back and finishes the game.
Like he was on
He-
Fortnite.
He was
couldn't
playing
stop.
Fortnite. He couldn't
Yeah.
stop.
Grind never
That's what
stops.
That's what I would do.
He
Yeah,
has his priorities,
he was
right?
probably on his way for a dub, right?
Yeah, I would just like move to the basement and then play.
At least you would move to the basement.
He didn't move. He saw roofs were like, and the roads was like coming up, and he was like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, if you're close to a dub, you take your chances.
Yeah, once he finished, he finally went to safety. But I mean, in the middle of it, he was like, "Yeah, no, we got to get this dub."
He says, I was just thinking about Fortnite the entire time.
Well, I mean, I understand that.
Is it worth risking your life for this?
Most definitely.
What would you make you stop playing Fortnite? Like, if what was the dire emergency that would need to happen?
Well, it depends if I just started a game or if I was close to winning.
Let's let's put you in the top 10.
I would just finish the game and say that I didn't have my phone with me.
Oh my god.
Well, let's say it's an earthquake.
Yeah, there's like an emergency happens, but you're in the top 10.
Like,
Would
if
you
my
stop?
house is on fire, I'll probably leave.
Probably. There's a chance you won't.
Probably. Yeah.
If it's just like a kitchen fire, then I'll probably just chill.
But now let's talk about top 5. Top 5 house
Yeah,
catches
top
on
5.
fire.
Like the whole house?
More than just a kitchen fire.
I mean, that might take the power out, so.
The only way to stop.
The only way, yeah, the power went out. Sorry.
That would probably.
Do you have a good Fortnite score?
Is that a thing?
Not really.
Sorry, Audrey. You got your history. That's okay, though.
I don't really know much about the...
Neither do I. It's
Hey,
okay.
What's your gamer tag so we can shout you out?
D Lewis 53.
Everybody hear that, folks?
Do you play it during
Yeah, that's
school?
kind of boring, dude.
Yeah, I play Fortnite more than I learn.
Oh. Well, I guess you learn
It's
from
a 24/7
Fortnite, right?
grind.
Yeah.
History.
Yeah.
I mean, you've learned some important skills playing Fortnite, am I right?
You do. It really helps your hand-eye coordination.
Do your parents ever get like mad about it? Because mine do on my brother all the time. They're always like, "Please get off the Fortnite."
No, not really, unless I'm like bugging them or something.
Well, all right. Well, thanks for being on the show, and I hope you get a dub tonight.
Hey, no problem. Thank you.
Thank you.
Wish you luck.
Thank.
Oh, I got
Cut
him
them
off.
off every time.
My cough.
You had a story
Another-
about a train, didn't you?
Oh, yeah, the poop train in Alabama.
Why are we always talking about
Poop?
crap? This is a crappy podcast.
All right.
Got him.
It works on 2 levels. Do you get it?
Yes.
Yeah, because we're going to talk about this poop train. Okay, so there was this poop train in the small town
What is
in
a poop
Alabama.
train?
A poop train is this train that was like this was a big train, just a normal old train filled with sewage.
Oh, that's what
And
you mean.
it was starting to smell, and it was just like in this town for like 2 months.
Oh.
And they
would
just wouldn't
actually
move it.
Want to end myself then. That is actually the worst ever.
Isn't that nasty?
Could they just not move it, or they just didn't want to?
They just didn't move it, and it was just there, and apparently like it was right next to some like kids baseball fields.
Oh my gosh.
So that just makes it even worse.
Ew.
Do you guys watch
And-
Gilmore Girls?
No.
Oh, okay. Then I just forget I ever said
Do you watch
anything.
How I Met Your Mother?
Yes.
How I Met Your Mother is
Do
amazing.
you know when? Oh, I can't remember their names. It's
Oh,
been
Dosa
so long.
Tripla.
Then there's that one couple in it. The
Uh,
redhead and
Lily and Marshall.
Lily and Marshall. They buy a house
Dosa
and they don't
Tripla.
realize that it's
Yes,
next to a sewage plant.
Season
Yes.
5,
They're, like,
episode 19.
Biggest mistake of my entire.
Is that real?
I'm pretty sure that's I'm pretty sure
very
that's right.
spot on.
That's
I'm
very
impressed.
Let's look. How
I haven't watched it
Met-
since they took it off Netflix. I'm adding Netflix right now because I'm angry about that.
Yeah.
I'm still upset.
Hey, I'm mad about a lot that Netflix has done. 30 Rock.
Is it gone?
Yes.
I didn't get a chance to watch it.
I know. You can watch it on Hulu now, though. Hulu just
Okay,
picks
I
up
have
everything that
Thank you, Hulu,
Netflix takes off.
for taking everything Netflix drops. Are you researching
I am researching, so keep talking as I find
about the
this.
sewage plant?
No, about How I Met Your Mother.
Oh, about How I Met Your Mother. Sewage is really gross.
I haven't seen him in so long.
Hi, Ethan.
Hey, Ethan.
Hi, Audrey.
How are you?
Hello.
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. You're on Literally Headlines.
Yeah.
Are you
Oh my
excited?
Gosh, literally?
Yes.
Yeah, literally, you're on it. I know you're a big fan, so.
I am a very big fan.
Yeah.
All right, so we have a story for you. Is that okay?
Yes.
Okay. So, do you know what the Rapture is?
The Rapture. Is that when, like, Jesus comes back?
Yes, basically, yeah. It's this like biblical thing that like Jesus comes and it's basically
world
the end
ends.
of the world.
Yes.
Okay,
So
okay.
that's gonna happen on April 23rd. Are you ready?
No.
No.
Yeah. So apparently, that's when the moons
Yeah,
and all
this
the
whole
planets are
theory.
aligning.
Yeah.
And so that's when it's gonna happen.
And that's when it's gonna end?
Yeah, April 23rd.
Get ready. 3 days. It's on a Monday.
Oh, classic.
Oh, well, thank God. On a Monday.
Oh, I don't have to do that homework assignment.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So, our question is, it's the end of the world. What's the last thing you're gonna do?
What's the last thing I'm gonna do? That's a really good question. I would want to do something that I've never done before. Like skydiving, you know, like something like cliche like that.
Go
But like,
skydiving, like
when the
end
world
of
is
the
ending?
world, and you're like, oh, skydiving.
I mean, yeah, because you can feel like you're flying and then the world ends and like that's like the last feeling you feel.
Whoa,
that's actually really good.
Yeah, that's really cool.
I didn't expect something like that from you.
What's like the last thing you would watch on Netflix, or like last movie you would watch or something?
Ooh, okay. I would watch A Cinderella Story with Hilary Duff.
Yes,
That is a good
Ethan.
one. That is a good
That's the
one.
last movie I'd watch.
Have you never seen that?
I know the movie he's talking about. Wasn't that like a Disney movie?
classic.
Sebastian,
never
it's
seen that
so
movie?
good.
I think I
binge
have.
watch it. Do another Cinderella story as well with Selena Gomez.
Yes.
Yes, that's such a
There
good
are so
one.
many Cinderella stories to choose from.
That's
Just
so
all the
good.
Cinderellas.
What's the last thing you would listen to? Do you know?
Our podcast.
I would
Our
listen to-
podcast.
Yes. But if it was like a song, I would listen. I would listen to Fergalicious.
Oh, that's
Okay,
a good one. I
what's-
like that.
What's the last musical you would listen to?
Oh, he's a musical
That's-
theater fan.
Oh, that's
That
good.
yeah. If I had one less musical to listen to, I would definitely listen to Dear Evan Hansen because the last words in it are "All I see is light," and then the world ends.
Oh my!
Why are you so prepared?
Yeah,
for
you're like
this?
too prepared, but it's okay.
What about the Book of Mormon? Because they give you the key to eternal life. Because it's super fun.
But yeah, but like,
But like Dear Evan Hansen.
yeah, exactly.
You know what I've been listening to? Have you ever listened to Carrie the musical?
Yes, I was just listening to it.
Oh my
today.
gosh, I was just listening to it too. Isn't it really good?
It's so good. Have
really
you
need to listen to it.
The LA production?
Yeah, it's so good.
It's the best production, to be honest.
I love it. I didn't think I would like it. I was like, this is so weird. But then I was like, oh my god.
When I first listened to it, I was like, okay, no. But then I listened to it over and over again, and I was like, okay, yes.
Yes, I'm like jamming to them. I'm like, oh, this is so good.
Well, then,
It's so good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I really need to listen to it.
and then I have a last question for you. So, what would be the last law you would break before the, world
last
ends?
law I would break.
Download Fergalicious.
Or I guess like your first and last.
Illegally download Fergalicious, yes. I would probably... Last law.
Contemplate.
Yeah, it's
What are
like
some,
that
like,
fun.
good laws to break?
You don't even know.
I don't know.
You can speed.
You can steal
not fun.
something.
Oh yeah,
I
you
mean,
can
I speed
steal-
all the time. I mean, I think it'd have to be illegally download Fergalicious. I mean,
Yeah.
that's like part of the process.
I would too.
That's good.
What about eat? What's the last thing you would eat?
Pizza.
Good
Good
answer.
choice.
Wait,
Good choice.
Toppings?
Where from? And toppings.
Okay, the toppings would have to be pepperoni and literally any kind of pizza any day. Like, I'll eat it.
Thick or thin crust?
Any kind of, like, honestly, any kind of pizza. Like,
With
put a pizza in
pepperoni.
front of me, I will eat it. But if I had to choose, it'd be Big Ed's or New York pizza.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
That's some good pizza. Do you like Chicago pizza?
I've never been to Chicago.
Classic.
But
Neither have I.
I know
Same.
it's like deep dish, right?
Yeah, I'm not. It
I've
makes
never
me
had deep
sick,
dish
but
pizza.
like it's literally like a cake. That's pizza.
That sounds delicious.
I like
See,
the
but, like,
thin.
So much.
I don't like too much sauce, and so like I heard
Too
like the
much
sauce is on the
sauce.
top, so like kind of freaks me out.
Oh, I like a lot of sauce. I like it to be
Oh,
saucy.
you do?
I like sauciness.
Oh, saucy.
You are a little saucy. So.
I'm a little
You are.
saucy.
Ooh, that sounds.
Oh, deep dish pizza. It's so much.
Yeah.
It's like you, Audrey. You're so much.
Oh, you got it there.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
All right,
All
Ethan.
right,
Well,
thank you for being on the podcast.
Thank you for calling me.
Tell all your friends
The
to listen
dream
to
comes
it.
true.
Yes,
I know you don't really
please.
have that many, but you know,
Yeah.
tell them.
your one friend.
I will. I'll
Your
tell
mom,
my
tell your
one
mom.
Tell your mom.
friend. I don't have a mom. I'm just joking. I do.
Okay.
All right. Thanks, Ethan.
Ethan.
Thank,
Thank
you.
you.
Bye.
Bye. I found it. Okay, so I was 3 episodes off. Season 5, episode 22.
Okay,
That's
you
really
were-
close.
Off the top of my
yeah,
head.
I'll
Oh,
give you
yeah.
that. I'll give you that.
You were wrong.
I'll give you that.
This isn't an
You were
explain
wrong.
yourself. This is a multiple choice question.
I'm sorry. All right. Well, thank you everybody for tuning into this week's podcast of literally headlines.
Literally.
Sorry.
Literally.
How many times are we going to do
Literally.
that?
You have to
How many
remember the
times?
comma. Punctuation is important.
It is.
Yes.
Let's eat Grandpa. Let's
Oh,
eat
no. Let's eat.
Grandpa.
Let's eat grandma.
And as always, Joe Biden, you're always welcome.
Uncle
Come up
Joey.
here. Uncle Joey, our arms are wide open.
Please.
We are always.
We are
I love
ready
you, Uncle
for
Joey. Please.
It's not an obsession. It's just.
I think
It's just a friendship.
and I think
that
it's an
we
obsession.
formed
It's
with
an
you.
obsessive
I mean, you
friendship.
don't know us
It's an
yet,
obsessive.
We
but
want to
we
know
are
about your
friends.
memes. Come on.
Yeah, your memes. Your
Can't wait to
memes.
have you.
Ew, you act like he's like coming on next week. No.
He will come on next week.
What
someday.
if he did though? What if he was like, all right?
He's like, oh, okay.
I like our chances, honestly. I think that he's gonna listen to this
Better
and he's
chances
gonna be
of
like,
him
yes.
than me passing my A-push test.
Honestly,
We have a DBQ.
you're gonna. Yeah.
We
You're
have an
gonna
essay
pass
to
your
write
A-push
tonight.
test.
We have to go home and write an essay.
Are you?
Ooh.
Yeah, we have a DBQ due
Have fun
tomorrow.
with that. I don't have any homework.
I have so much homework.
Yeah, yesterday I didn't have any, and then Mr. Clark forgot to give us our DBQs, and now he's like, "Oh no, it's turned in tomorrow." So sorry for making that voice to you, Mr. Clark, but
He's not going to
Yeah.
listen to this.
I hope he does.
Mr. Lark. All right.